Welcome back, everybody. Episode number 61 of the Big Easy Boys podcast. We have another new background. We're just trying stuff out, trying to find the perfect place.
I like this one though.
This one might be the yeah. This
This
I'm
might be
actually
the
liking this
keeper.
one a lot. But yeah, today we're gonna be previewing LSU, who's an underdog at Vanderbilt for the
Can you
first
believe
time.
that?
First time Vanderbilt's been a favorite over ranked teams in like 70 something years. Crazy. And then Saints play a football game this weekend against the Bears.
For better or for worse.
Yeah. So we'll preview that. Bit of a revenge factor in that game, with Dennis Allen as the coach of the Bills. I don't know why you're holding the mic like that, Connor.
You mean the
But
Bears?
the Bears, yes. So yeah, we're just gonna be talking about that, and then maybe at the end we'll talk a little baseball. The Brewers absolutely suck, and I am here for it. The Dodgers are unbeatable, and then we'll just talk about kind of the grand scheme of college football. So with that, we'll start off with we'll do Saints Bears this week. Revenge game for both teams actually. Dennis Allen and then Kendra Miller gets to run against Dennis Allen's defense,
Yeah,
who Kendra Miller's biggest hater of all time is probably Dennis, not probably, is Dennis
it
Allen.
is Dennis Allen.
Quick, forgot about this. Brought to you by Mercado. Always, we
Yes.
love you, Mercado. 3750 Williams Boulevard in Canada. Um, but back to what I was saying. Yeah, it should be a good one. Um, just I know the two teams aren't the greatest. The Bears are 3-2 with a big win on Monday night against the Commanders,
Huge
but
one.
uh, I expect this game to be pretty entertaining because obviously the Saints' old coach is coming back. Well, actually, we're going there, but you get the idea. This new Saints, do you call it the air raid offense? Because I feel like they throw the ball more than they run the ball.
They throw the ball a lot. It's also because they're a negative gain script,
True.
so they have to throw the ball a lot. I
Uh,
feel like with Kellen Moore, once we start to become a competent team, we're going to rely more on the run,
I
honestly, just
I
because of where he came from, you know.
I agree. But yeah, like we said, Dennis Allen's defense has not been very good this year. Now they played very well on Monday night, but statistically they've been pretty terrible this year. Lo and behold, I mean, this guy is just the worst. Um, and I can't wait to watch.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited for this game.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give DA his flowers. For his time as a coordinator under Sean
He
Payton.
was the best coordinator in the league, I would say.
Yeah,
Best defense coordinator. Defense
but as a head, he's not clearly not a head coach.
coordinator.
That was exposed his first tenure as a head coach, and then for some reason the Saints thought it was a good idea that maybe something would change, but nothing changed. And there's certainly going to be some high tensions in this game because Dennis Allen's time as a Saints head coach, was very bad, and he lost the locker room. None of the players liked him.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, like the Falcons example is a prime like
Oh yeah, when they
Jamal was it
yeah
Jamal Williams
Jamal
got his
Williams
first touchdown
and
of the
Dennis Allen
season.
apologizes to the
He
league.
apologizes to the Saints' biggest rival.
Yeah,
There's some things that you just don't do as a head football coach, and Dennis Allen did a
yeah.
few of them. Um, so yeah, I definitely think the boys are going to be playing for something a little more today this week. And yeah, I'm looking forward to
Uh,
exposing Dennis Allen
yeah.
because that was awful.
He
Uh,
set our franchise back a long time. I'm not
yeah,
gonna
no,
say
his time as a Saints head coach was terrible, and it definitely set us back at least 2 years.
ruined the entire.
Now, Mickey Loomis certainly didn't help it,
Yeah,
but
good point.
Dennis
Yeah.
Allen didn't help either.
Yeah.
What's the line on this game, bro?
That's what I was about to say. So the Saints open as a 5.5 point underdog. I mean, no surprise there. The Saints are probably going to be underdogs in 80% of their games this season. Um, they okay. We'll just go through the leaders. Spencer Rattler quietly having a very, very, very good season. He is 139 of two. Okay, he has 1,200 yards passing already with six touchdowns and one pick. And that one pick came in the Seattle game, which was a complete disaster of a game all in itself.
Mhm.
A QB rating of 60.2, which is middle of the pack in the league. I don't know much about QBR. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I do. But I do know that he has been very good, or not very good. He's been good enough. It's just
been very solid.
the team around
He's
him
been solid.
has kind of done him dirty also.
Yep.
Um, so the Bears on the other hand, Caleb Williams, he has close to 1,200 yards. He's got 9 touchdowns, 2 picks.
I think they've also had their bye.
They
So
have. He has been very good. I will say he's turned the corner. Especially that they've won 3 in a row.
mhm.
And they just beat the Commanders, who are a good team.
Yeah, no, he's
Um,
looking really good.
some other teams they beat were the Cowboys and Raiders, who are not very good. But I mean, I think the Commanders are going to make the playoffs, even though Jaden Daniels did get hurt, so they're kind of behind on schedule. But I do think the Bears have been playing very, very well, especially Caleb Williams starting to live up to that number 1 overall pick hype.
Mhm.
The Ben Johnson offense has helped him tremendously. Rushing attack, we got Kamara leading he's the leading rusher for both teams. 83 carries, 314 yards, and 1 touchdown, which is crazy because I feel like he has more than that,
Yeah.
maybe receiving. And then DeAndre Swift obviously had his breakout game on Monday. I would know, I have him in fantasy. 70 carries, 295, and 2 touchdowns. He's been very, very good this year. He's starting to flourish in the Ben Johnson offense. And another guy who's starting to flourish is Rome Odunze for them, also a fantasy owner. Um, 22 for 328 and 5 touchdowns already. Um,
5 touchdowns is
with
wild.
a bye, with a bye in that game. So they played 5 games. He has 5 touchdowns. So he's averaging about a touchdown a game. Not five, he's averaging a touchdown a game. And then Olave for the Saints, 39 catches for 342 yards and a touchdown. You already know how I feel about Olave. If you watched on Monday. He is a target machine. He just can't make a contested catch. And Connor's going to disagree with me, but
He has made contested catch. He's made many contested catches in the
this year he
past.
has not made a contested catch yet.
Okay.
Now, does that have to do with possibly the concussions and he might be a little hesitant to go for a ball now? Possibly. I would probably say yes. That's probably most likely.
Getting his feet
I mean,
back under him. It's so early.
the last quarterback who played for the Saints, who will not be named, did not do Chris Olave too well.
No.
He did him quite dirty. Hospital ball every single time he got the ball.
He who shall not be named.
Yes. Yeah, but regardless, this should be a very good game. The Saints defense is what
That's
it
the
is.
that's the biggest thing I'm going to be looking at this game. Obviously, Spencer Rattler and how the offense is going to do, but how the defense bounces back from what was a terrible performance
Yeah,
against the Patriots,
I agree.
the secondary
I
specifically.
just thought of another revenge game. Kind of, this game's full of revenge. You got Dennis Allen versus Saints, and then you got Caleb Williams versus Spencer Rattler, who
Oh my God, I'm glad you said
took
that.
over Spencer Rattler's job at Oklahoma, causing him to transfer. So a bit of a revenge game for Spencer Rattler. Maybe he gets amped up for this
Oh
game.
my God.
I,
Wait, that's actually going to be fire. I'm glad you mentioned that.
and I'm very curious to see. Obviously, Ben Johnson offense against the Saints defense should be rough, but I'm curious to see Kellen Moore's offensive mind against Dennis Allen's defensive mind.
Hopefully, Kellen Moore exposes him. I would love that.
Oh my God. And Spencer Rattler throws for 4 touchdowns,
Yeah.
gets the upper hand on his former coach and backup. Um, but yeah, it should be an interesting game. Uh, Honestly, could not tell you who's going to win. If I had to, if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick the Bears, just because the Saints just can't show to close a game. They showed against the Giants, but in other games they can't.
You know how, like with LSU, you said like the good teams are like
They
finding ways
finally
to.
the
The
Saints
Saints are finding ways to lose.
exactly.
So
That's why they're not a good team right now. They're playing good, but that's why they need that one guy in the draft to go get. Just go get him. Go get a game changer. Anything else you want to talk about with that game, or we can move on
no, let's move on to LSU Tigers.
to the underdog LSU Tigers against Vanderbilt. Was 1.5. Vanderbilt is now a 2.5 point favorite. I don't know what Vegas knows, but I'm telling you, I don't. Okay, I'm a little biased, but I don't see a world where Vanderbilt's favored. Could they
I
win the game? Absolutely, but I don't know how you make them the
I
favorite.
can see it literally just because LSU's offense has looked bad and it's at Vanderbilt and Vanderbilt's been good this season.
Yeah,
Um, however, I don't agree with it.
not
I
at
can
all.
see it, but I don't agree with it.
I agree. I 100% agree.
If you would have told me, or Brock, if I would have told you, let's see, like 2 months ago, that LSU would be dogs. Okay, no. After LSU beat Clemson, if I told you they'd be dogs at Vanderbilt, what would your
I
reaction?
would call you crazy. Either call you crazy or Vanderbilt
Cry.
would be 6-0 and beating Bama and all that.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Both are 5-1 on the season. A very different looking 5-1. Vanderbilt, I don't. Vanderbilt's most impressive win was South Carolina. So I
Yeah.
mean, there was a common opponent there. Vanderbilt, both teams dominated South Carolina. If the score doesn't show it for LSU, but LSU dominated South Carolina. Especially on the defensive side of the ball, did not give up a single
Yeah.
point in the
South
second half.
Carolina's offense is awful. If you think you have a bad LSU fan, South Carolina has it much worse.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. They can't complete a forward pass. Um, but the one thing I'm scared about is Diego Pavia, his ability to run, which gave LSU some trouble against Ole Miss with Trinidad Chambliss.
Mhm.
Not too much, but it did give him a little bit of trouble. Um, but I think that they're gonna emphasize that because they've seen Pavia already.
Yeah.
They've never seen Chambliss. So I think I have faith in this LSU defense. They've proven to be elite, top five, top three in the country. I think they. Oh, okay. This is the stat I remember. So LSU is leading the country in pressure rate without blitzing at 71.2. The next closest team is like 51.
Wow.
With I can't remember the team it was, but it's a crazy difference.
Mhm.
That the D line is dominating teams. Um,
LSU's defense has done more than enough, so that way, like, I'm not even worried about them in really any matchup. It's literally strictly like the offense
yeah, we'll get
that
yeah,
I'm worried about because, like you were mentioning, like Pavia running, like I'm so confident in the defense that they're going to find a way to contain him,
yeah.
even if they do bend but just don't break.
Mhm.
Like it's going to come down to the offense,
The one thing
which
I
I
am
never
worried
thought
about,
I'd say, but
yeah, the one thing I am worried about is, and I was never subscribed to this idea, but Brian Kelly has yet to win a ranked. Brian Kelly has one ranked win on the road in his time at OSU, and it was Clemson, which proves to
really,
be not that impressive. And this is a ranked team on the road at 11 a.m., which it, I understand it because of the
it's just
game.
the most Vanderbilt thing. Like,
Yeah, all I mean, all the advantages toward Vanderbilt. Like you get 11 a.m., you get a top 10 LSU team, uh, a team that can't win the big game on the road, a coach that can't win the big game on the road. Um, it's uh, but you'll see our picks on Friday.
yeah,
That's all I'll say for
well
that.
said. Penn State also fired, or I guess we're done with
Yeah,
LSU talk.
I was gonna say you have anything else?
Yeah, no, that's all I got.
Now we'll talk about
We'll
college.
get into the picks on Friday, like you said.
Yeah,
Just some current events around the sport. Um, Penn State fired James Franklin.
I don't agree with that at all.
I
I mean,
People have been asking for this for a while now,
yeah,
but they finally got it.
I mean it's like the fall off is insane. They were literally a drive away from going to the national championship last year,
Mhm.
and then 6 weeks into the season, he's fired. I don't agree with a guy who recruits like no other. Penn State's always going to be in up there with the top recruits. I think his record in the last couple of years is 35-8. If I remember, I saw somewhere. Now in the big game, which has been his bugaboo, he's lost. Which he won two playoff games last year, but it was against Boise State and SMU. So take that as you will. You can say what you want about that. Finally got the big game chance against Notre Dame, and they were playing well. They had the game won, and then Drew Allen obviously makes a stupid pick. Well, I think correct me if I'm wrong. They were tied on that drive, right? When he threw the pick,
It was
I think
razor
Notre Dame kicked
close. I think
a
it
field
might have been
goal.
Todd.
Yeah. So and Drew Aller is not nearly who we thought he was. Who would have thought that? I mean, that's crazy. And he's obviously out for the year. His time at Penn State's done. Um, it's kind of sad to see. You never want to see a guy go out with injury. But I mean, it happened, and Penn State's gonna have to move on. And I've been seeing a bunch of names pop up, and coincidentally, Brian Kelly's name came up,
I
which if LSU loses their head coach to a Big Ten school, that looks horrible on LSU's brand.
the SEC.
And yeah, would it be the worst
The
thing?
SEC.
Maybe not. Brian Kelly's starting. I'm starting to turn a corner on Brian Kelly. I don't know. I was on his believer train, but we see it time and time again. And I'm very tired of seeing Brian Kelly after every single drive just yelling at somebody. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what happens.
Um,
It's
I
and he
sh
can't win a big game
I want
on
to
the
get
road.
back to the James Franklin thing real quick. One thing with guys like James Franklin that will ensure you is that you're going to be competing year in and year out.
Yeah,
And I don't know if Penn State's going to be able to say the same thing.
I
Um,
think they'll hire a big name.
like who?
So okay, the betting
I
favorite
don't say
is Matt Rule. I don't know what it is.
okay. No, I thought you were going to say Gruden.
No, Gruden's not
Okay.
going to Penn State.
Oh,
Gruden wants to coach in the SEC. He's gonna be at Florida when Napier gets
okay.
fired.
But we kind of saw it with Alabama, and Alabama didn't even fight. Their coach had to retire. Like their coach, it was on his own term.
Yeah,
We saw kind of like Bama still this year. I mean, they're kind of a question mark. I mean, they already have like a loss. We think they're contenders, but we don't really know. Last year was a dumpster fire.
yeah.
Penn State with James Franklin, you at least know year in and year out you're going to be preseason top 10 ranked. Thus, meaning you're going to have a shot with a talented roster to make the playoffs, make a good push, maybe win it all. Now, he never did that, but I just think firing him, I think it's a mistake.
Yeah, I
I
100%.
definitely think it's a mistake because he, James Franklin will guarantee you a few things. He'll guarantee you an exciting team.
A top 10 recruiting class.
He'll guarantee you a top 10 recruiting class and that the students and everybody around Penn State will be amped up and fired up for a game no matter what. And James Franklin himself is also a fairly big name
Mhm.
too. So,
He's gonna get a job somewhere. Somebody will hire him.
oh, 100%. I don't know where,
Yeah,
but
but we'd have to see what job opens up.
yeah,
It might be like a maybe UCLA. Wouldn't that be something? If
that would be pretty cool.
UCLA kind of got him fired, not really, but
Yeah,
started the
kind of, yeah.
and then he goes there and then beats Penn State.
But
That'd be hilarious.
I think it's a very big mistake for the Nittany Lions. Um, James Franklin is a very good head coach. Now, he never won the big games, but the man knows how to recruit.
Mhm.
Okay. And that is a huge part of being a head coach.
I'm curious to see if the next coach, if it's a Penn State problem or if it is a James Franklin problem in the big game, because we've never seen it. For as long as I've
You're
been
right.
watching
Yeah,
college football, James Franklin's been the coach of Penn
exactly. Me
State,
too.
and before he was there, they were god awful. So
I mean, you've had some great players come from Penn State.
exactly,
So, I mean, Michael Parsons,
Michael Parsons, Abdul
Abdul
Carter,
Carter,
Saquon,
like some,
Jahan Dotson was amazing in college.
that's what I'm saying. Like some world-class players, literally world-class. Saquon Barkley, Michael Parsons come through the James Franklin system. And then you have a rough patch and then you just fire him. I don't know if I agree with
Chris
that.
Godwin came from Penn State.
Chris Godwin, yeah, very
Um,
good.
yeah, it's just kind of crazy to see. So some names that I've heard or seen. Matt Rule, I think is the betting favorite right now. If I had to put a name on it, I would probably go with him. Um, he actually, there's a quote of him saying he loves Penn State, which is crazy to say as a Nebraska head coach. Urban Meyer came up. I don't see that.
Ugh, no.
John Gruden's going to come up in every single coaching job. He ain't going to Penn State. He wants to coach in the SEC, possibly Arkansas. That would be interesting to see him at Arkansas. But I think John Gruden will end up in Florida if Napier gets fired. Uh, this one hits home, but John Sumrall, Coach John, I've heard his name come up. I don't know anything about that. I have no inside information in case anybody's wondering. But that would be very sad to see that happen. Um, who else? I'm blanking. Lane Kiffin. Now,
What?
yes. Um, I said saw somebody say if Penn State called Lane Kiffin would 100% go, which a bit shocking to me. And then somebody also said, "Oh, I'm not gonna name his name, but the guy that the video I showed you with Don't Speak,
Okay, sure.
he said that you can win an Natty at Penn State, but you can't win one at Ole Miss, which is crazy to say for an Ole Miss who's one of the top SEC teams right now. But I mean, it is true. He also can't win the big game on the road, similar to Brian Kelly. Um, I don't see a world where Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss, which he built up.
I just don't know how much better Penn State's going to get than James Franklin. Like that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, and okay, that's what. Yeah, I do agree with that. But another name I saw, which what I would absolutely hate, is Blake Baker, LSU's defense
oof, yeah.
coordinator, who I think he will get a head coaching job after this year, because of just the turnaround he's had on this defense.
Mhm.
Now, if he goes to Penn State, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because we would never have to see him.
Yeah.
But you'd hate to see him go all the way up north because he's a Southern coach. Like,
Yeah.
but that's something to look out
Gotta
for.
go where the money is, man.
Another thing is I don't know if Penn State's gonna be able to afford a high name coach because they're paying him $50 million
That's
to leave.
true. Yeah.
So I,
You thought,
it's gonna be
well,
interesting.
you thought Coach O's buyout was bad?
So,
My Lord.
I didn't realize Coach O was only 17,
I know, like
only 17 million.
everybody was making it out to seem like it was that bad, but Brian Kelly's would have been like what, 60? Didn't we
I think
look that up?
it's 60 million. Yeah, if they fire him after this year.
Yeah. So
Um, we'll see. It's gonna be a fun one seeing who takes that job.
yeah.
Um, maybe it's a guy like oh, I saw Oregon's offense coordinator. That might be somebody to look out for.
There's
Um,
gonna be all kind of names
yeah.
floating around. I
I mean,
I lean Matt Rule, honestly.
yeah.
He
Well,
seems like
he's
he fits in
yeah,
there.
100%.
So
I mean, this is like, sorry, Jesus, firsthand. We never thought Brian Kelly would come here. His name never got brought up, but LSU was looking for a coach. I remember um, James Franklin was actually the leader. Like
really,
I think he was the betting favorite when LSU was looking for a
that's
coach.
so funny.
Uh,
How that like think about it, that's so funny
yeah,
how sports works. And then fast
Yeah,
forward
Lane
3 years.
Kiffin's name got brought up for LSU. It was kind of crazy, and then we ended up with Brian Kelly.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, college football is crazy.
College football, NFL football's in a crazy space right now, man.
Yeah. Oh, NFL, we could talk about another head coach firing. The Titans just
Yeah,
fired their coach.
Callahan.
Poor Cam Ward. I mean, I just don't agree with firing your head coach 6 games into your number one overall pick quarterback season. Like, I worded that really weird.
No, but I
But
know what you're saying.
yeah,
It's not smart. The
you're not setting them
Pelicans
up.
did it with Zion
Yeah,
too. So,
that
speaking of the Pelicans, electric game last night, preseason.
they did lose.
They lost, but there was a fight, and there was a fight both literally and figuratively. The team fought, but also Jose Alvarado got into a fight with
Oh,
Ahmed
Matt
Thompson.
Thompson.
Um, these are the Pelicans that I fell in love
The
with.
scrap.
The scrappy underdog, play with a chip on your shoulder Pelicans, and that being on display in preseason gives me faith under the Joe Dumars regime that maybe there actually has been a culture change. Time will tell, but damn, that made me happy. That made me happy, and I'm certainly going to be looking forward to the season, man.
We're gonna start ramping up the Pelicans talk because it is coming. I don't know when opening
Oh, it's
night
gonna
is.
Pelicans play tomorrow night in their preseason finale against
Whoa,
the
whoa, already?
yeah
Oh, I guess the Melbourne games were technically preseason.
against the Orlando Magic.
Wow. Okay. Did
Look
not
out
know
for
that.
that.
Um, Already the end of the preseason. How many preseason games are they usually play? It
I don't know.
says they're 2-1. So yeah. All right. So opening night for the Pels is going to be okay. I don't know when. Okay, here we
Yeah,
go.
it's the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies. Oh my God, it's next Wednesday.
Yeah,
Opening night is next Wednesday for the Pels, and we have yet to talk about them. So wow. All right. So Monday, I guess we'll talk about the Pels because Friday we have our
yeah.
game
Monday
previews.
Monday will be a 90% Pels episode.
Yeah. A brutal stretch to start the season though for the Pels.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you got Grizzlies, Spurs, Celtics, Nuggets, Clippers.
The Celtics should still be good.
That's your first 5 games. I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. You'll be 0-5.
Okay, that's crazy.
Maybe 1-4.
We'll see.
Oh
But the
wait.
Celtics don't have Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I was gonna okay, never mind.
So
See, that's my lack of basketball knowledge, which
they
I am getting better at, please.
Anthony Simons has been compared to Damian Lillard though, so I guess look out for that. But if you're buying that, I'm not. But no, the Pelicans are going to be very fun to watch this year. I can guarantee that if people stay healthy. Um, and we will be talking a lot more on the Pelicans Monday. I can't wait. I love the Pelicans so much. Um, so yeah, it's going to be fun. Brock, study up. And is that all we got?
Yeah. Do you want to mention anything else? Maybe MLB playoffs in full swing.
Oh yeah,
We
go
said we
go ahead.
mentioned
Talk
that.
about your Brewers. Here, take the mic.
My Brewers. Get out of here. Ain't my Brewers. I will never, ever, ever claim the Brewers. But it's just so so sweet to see the Brewers. And I know I'm gonna get flack for this because the Brewers beat the Cubs, and I don't care. I really don't care. Um, if the Cubs don't win, as long as the Brewers don't win, I'll be happy. But just know, Brewers. I mentioned this last episode. Just wait till next year because the Cubs they got a chip on their shoulder for what y'all did. Now I've said this before. I cannot stand the Dodgers, but I am rooting as hard as humanly possible for the Dodgers in the series. And it was so sweet to see them get swept at home in the first 2 games. Um, Talk about the Brewers getting swept at home. I'm talking about home field advantage, this, that, and the other. Yeah, it's Wrigley North for a reason. The reason they call it Wrigley North is because more Cubs fans go to the games, um, than your poverty fans. So you're gonna go to LA, you're gonna get swept, and you're probably gonna lose 4-0. And I'm gonna be here for it, and I can't wait. And then on the AL side, the Mariners have really dominated that series. Jorge Polanco might be the postseason MVP. and when it's
Yeah.
all said and done.
It's funny how the Blue Jays go right back to being like an okay team, like as soon as they don't play the Yankees, but whatever.
How you think? The Brewers too, if you think about it. The Brewers looked unbeatable at home against the Cubs, and now they get embarrassed on offense for 2 games.
Yeah.
Shout out Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Complete game in the NLCS is crazy. 9 innings. He was just aside from the first pitch of the game that Jackson Chourio hit out, he was absolutely nails all game. Um, so it's not gonna be a fun series because the Dodgers are gonna sweep them, and I can't wait. But the Mariner, it's kind of funny how the road team won all games so far in the
Yeah.
LCS, where I think it was the exact opposite in the
Yeah.
division series, especially for the Cubs game. The home team won every game. But as long as the Brewers are in the World Series, I'm happy. That's all I got to say about that. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Tell a
Uh,
friend, tell a friend.
Look out on Friday because I'm telling you right now, there's gonna be some shakeup in college football this week, and you'll see my picks then.
All right.
So stay tuned for episode 62, game day on Friday. We don't know who the guest picker is yet. We should probably get on that.
Yeah.
Um, but stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Peace.